So I'm saying that we welcome all the participants, and this first webinar is a gift to all the women, the old souls or ancient souls that have been embodied in women bodies in this time of changes. So I give the word to you, Carol, so that you can make introduction, and I will be translating you.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm very happy to start this first webinar of this 13 moons for women. It was in the beginning, we thought maybe it was time to include men also, because of the cycle that is opening now. We are passing in this new cycle of purification of the masculine. But like a few days ago, we understood that it's not time now for including men in my work, at least, because my work is destined to help the ancient priestesses and the ancient souls to connect to who they truly are. And in this process, women have an important role to play. They're a little bit like the gateway, yeah, they're the door for humanity. And so until this door is totally efficient and recognized, we still need to do some exploration, some liberation, and some work between us. And because as women inhabiting a woman body, we are carrying certain themes, certain blocks, certain traumas related to these last centuries of patriarchal domination that we have to deal with before we will be able to truly become who we are in our highest potential. Because these traumas are blocking our sensuality, our sexuality, which is a very important part of awakening our power and our creativity. And also themes around expression, allowing ourselves to express who we are, what we feel, what we think, without feeling guilty or without feeling we have to stick to some, how do you say that in English? To some image or to some preconcepts about what a woman is and what is her role and what she should do or be. So there's a lot to clear around that before we are gonna be truly able to be this doorway for humanity. So obviously with this change, the topics of the 13 moons are gonna change slightly. The main topics will remain, but we are going to include also some work around freeing our expression, our sensuality, our sexuality. And well, I will talk about the topics later, but it's going to change slightly. So why is it women that are this doorway? Because actually men also have this connection to source within them. But for women, because of the predominance of the feminine within us, this connection to essence, to source, let's say it's easier. The doorway is wider for us in this moment. So women have this role to step into this doorway and embody who they are so that they can help their men, but also humankind in general, to open to this dimension. Although, So I propose you before I start to deliver the teachings around the ancient ones, and I'm going to talk also about the ancient priestesses and goddesses because they are here in incarnation in this lifetime to serve humanity. I propose us to just take a few minutes of silence and tuning with the group, with all these women that are all over Ukraine and Russia and also France and England, just to feel this connection. So I invite you to close your eyes and start to put your attention in your pelvis, just breathing slowly and deeply within your belly. And be aware of your physical sensations without trying to change anything. Just be present and feel any tension in your body that you can relax, release. And at the same time that you're feeling yourself, be aware of all these other sister souls all over the world that are here with us in this webinar, and also the ones that are not here listening to the webinar, but that are part of this team of light workers all over the world. And feel this web of light that is connecting us to each other all over the world. All these souls that you've been working with in many lifetimes are here on the earth in this moment. And each one of these souls, just like you, carry this wisdom, this love, but also a human personality. And just like you, all these souls are taking the step to navigate their light and their love for the world. And this is not an easy road to walk. It's not an easy path to walk. And we need to feel connected to our sisters all over the world to get the strength to walk it. So always be aware of this web of light upon the earth that is awakening to itself, that is awakening from the darkest spaces of fear and blockage to the lightest realms of love and light. First for our individual selves and then for the world. And just breathe within your body, having this awareness. Ekunjai isuryananjai deu opeai, elokunjai isyai otsin, dare etorianama, ekoshiai isinjai, dare andoripoai, ishia yakunjai Darei Utianama Wai Iki Ai Ikia Isitia Luku. And just breathe in your belly. On each breathing, you center everything that is you within your body, within your belly. On each breathe out, you allow yourself to land a little bit more here on earth. You allow yourself to be attracted by the magnetic force of the earth. Truly abandon yourself to the magnetic force of the earth. Let yourself land ground here and now, in this room, in your physical body. And I'm going to do 3 more breathings like this. Each breathing, we bring back everything that is us inside our pelvis. Each breathe out, we let go, we abandon ourselves to the magnetic force of the earth. And then you can open your eyes and come back with me and Anastasia. And I'm going to ask you to keep part of your awareness within your body while you're listening. To be self-conscious of yourself, of your body, while you're listening. So for those who have already participated to some of my seminars or webinars, you will probably have already heard about all this, but it's important for me to talk about it because some people maybe are just arrived and have never heard it. So I'm going to speak just for a few seconds of what is in this moment happening on planet Earth and actually in our universe. So according to Mayans, our universe is going through some very long cycles. Well, very long for us. So this cycle we are living, these cycles last 52,000 years long. Yeah. In these 52,000 years, there are 26,000 years in which we come from the basic unity of source and we start to, how do you say that in English?
Expand.
To expand, but also get farther from the unity consciousness. Yeah. So during the 26 first thousand years, we expand and we become more and more individual and more disconnected to the source, which is the center where we come from. And in the 26,000 years after, we come back to this unity consciousness. So this is what we can call the breathing of source. Yeah, 26,000 years of breathe out and 26,000 years of breathe in. So when we are experiencing the area near the center, near source, we are experiencing a society that is living as one. Each individual is aware to be one with each other. And so love and caring is everywhere in between human beings. So telepathy, for example, is very easy. We have some divine skills, and all this is normal for a society that lives near the center. So the last cycle, the last time we were near the center on planet Earth, was at the time of Lemuria or Atlantis. Atlantis, we were still very near from the center. And the period we are living now on Earth is actually at the very extreme of this, let's say it can be a circle, at the very limit of the circle, before everything just disappeared. Yeah. So we have touched in 2012 the farthest point we can actually touch within creation. Yeah. So the energies that we are experiencing in our humanity here and now are very dense and very selfish, very individualized, very ego-based, yeah, because we are experiencing the farthest points we can experience from source. And we see the type of society that it creates. We just have to look at our world. We are killing each other like 10% or maybe even less. 4 or 5% of humanity has the how do you say, the money, and all the rest
Power.
of humanity is struggling. There's racism. Well, you know, all these things we are experiencing. Hopefully, this is the worst we can experience. And
Good news.
that's good news. But this is the experience source decides to make with creation, yeah? So we come from the unity, we are one unique source of love, and then we decide to experience ourselves more and more individualized, more and more separated from ourselves, from source, from others, more and more and more. And then we come back, okay? And this is the breathing of universe according to the Mayans. Since 2012, we are entering again in the breathing. Okay, so we are now going back to source. But it's the very beginning, so we still are at the margins of creation. We still are in this fine layer that lasts few thousand years, where we are still experiencing the darkest possibilities, yeah, in humanity. So because of this space we are experiencing collectively, and because it's very far from the original source, it's not easy to connect to source from there. And is the reason why have been created these religions and these dogmas that are supposed to help us connect to God. And this is very representative of where we are in this cycle, because when we are experiencing the layers closer, we don't need religion, we don't need a priest, we need no one to connect to source. We are source. And we are aware that this is what we are. And we are conscious of this constant presence of source within us, as us. But when we are at the margins, then it becomes more difficult to feel that, because there are so many layers that are separating the center from where we are. So now I'm going to talk about the role of the Ancient Ones. Who are the Ancient Ones? Because the star seeds can be of many, many kinds. Yeah, they can be beings that decided to bring light and love to the earth for the first time in this incarnation. And they have no experience of density, and for most of them it's very difficult. A lot are diagnosed like how do you say, autistic, or they have a lot of difficulty to, because the difference of vibration is so intense that it's really not easy for them to adapt and to live in this physical body. But we really need their presence on the earth just because of their vibration, even if in this moment it's really not easy for them to be efficient in terms of teaching or leading or getting out in the world and have a kind of efficient way of living so that the collective can be informed by their words, by their creations. But their vibration is here. The ancient ones are also star seeds, but star seeds that came on Earth very long time ago. Star seeds that have experienced on planet Earth time of Lemuria, time of Atlantis, so that they have a basic knowledge within their cells, within their soul of her Earth, and that have crossed all this cycle here on Earth, so that they've gained some wisdom and some ease with material reality on this planet. And these are the ones that have the potential, the wisdom, and the skills to really be efficient in this time, in this lifetime, through their teachings, their actions, their creation, way of living. Because their soul knows the earth. Their soul has experienced here on planet Earth the time of Lemuria, the time of Atlantis. So they have also in their DNA like a pre-activated already state. Yeah. Their soul knows what it means to live a society that is near the center, near unity here on this planet. They already experienced it. And this is the direction we are going towards now. So they carry in a very innate way uh, the path track to go back to unity. And obviously, probably your mind don't know, but your soul knows. And this is the profound part within you that is able to guide you through intuition, through inspiration, through vision. It's influencing your inner wisdom, your inner vision of the world, of possibilities, of directions. But these ancient ones don't necessarily, are not necessarily aware of what they are carrying, because we always have the feeling that everybody is like us. So there's a true path of self-recognition that is needed, not from our ego, but from our soul, from our essence. Because as everyone, the ancient ones, arrive in this lifetime forgetting everything, because we are so far. So when people incarnate on the planet, when we are at the margins of creation, there is almost no possibility for them to be connected to the memories of their soul, at least not in a conscious way. So we will have feelings, inspirations, ideals, inner kind of inner purity, even if sometimes it also has been overlaid by other stuff. But there is a greatness of the soul. There is a willing for love, a willing to see humanity getting better and going back to something natural, basic, loving, caring for each other. So what is also important to know is that these ancient souls, because they've been crossing all the 26,000 years of getting away from source, and especially the last 2,000 or 3,000 years that have been very, very dense, they are carrying some wounds, some profound woundings, because part of their mission has been to keep the connection to source while the rest of humanity was going far and far and far. So they've incarnated several times in priestesses, in shamans, in healers, in guides, in all these figures that have been there taking care and guiding humanity since these times. So that in these times of extreme disconnection, humanity would be able to go back and not have lost totally the connection and wisdom of the closest parts of creation. Unfortunately, well, this is the game. The last centuries have been very difficult. The last lifetimes have been very difficult because we've been killed, we've been tortured, we've been burnt on stakes, we've been, yeah, horrible things have been done to us, yeah. So this lifetime is probably one of the most difficult ones to accomplish what we came to accomplish because of the last ones that we've been passing through. Because in the moment we realize who we are and what we have to offer to humanity, then come up some fears. And you've probably felt within you, and I'd like you to put a little yes on the chat if you've already felt that, the fear of being seen, the fear of shining your light. Ooh, they're like and these fears have nothing to do with this time. They are fears from other lifetimes that we need to let go. We need to heal these wounds within our souls so that we can be free to shine again, so that we can be free to just be ourselves, to just be this love that we feel inside and that we want to share. And when we are women, it's even worse. Sorry for that. It's even worse because we carry our lineages, because we as an ancient soul, we have probably chosen to incarnate in a lineage of shaman healers, yeah? And so, because it's allowing us to, through our DNA, to access easier to these skills and to these memories. And our lineages of women are also carrying a lot of struggle around being a woman, what a woman is supposed to be or not to be, and how it's dangerous for a woman just to say no or to stand in her position when the rest of the world is going somewhere else, yeah? There also are these fears within us as women. But before we had arrived there, a not easy one is to recognize ourselves. To recognize that we have something of value that we carry within our heart, within our soul, within our vision that planet Earth needs. So that's the reason why I say this lifetime is probably one of the most difficult one to awaken ourselves to our own self, to awaken ourselves to our true light, our true love, our true essence. Because there are several layers we have to go through and deal with before we are able to truly embody who we are. So I've talked about our soul memories. I've talked about our lineages. But there's also another element, which is our personality, which is this identity that has been formed in this lifetime that isn't truly us. This personality is um, an aggregation of different thoughts, experiences that we have taken from the world, from our parents, from society, from the school, from our friends, and we've taken them as ourselves to define ourselves. So once again, the one who already follow me since a little bit will have heard that before, but I'm going to talk about it because it's important. We are composed of a physical body, yeah, which is actually holding everything within, all the other things I'm going to talk about. We are a soul, and in the soul, there are the different personalities that we have been, okay, in different lifetimes, in different dimensions. And in the soul, there is the essence, our essence. All this we carry inside our body, or our body is within. You can see it both ways because actually it's true in both ways. So within ourselves, within Carol, within Anastasia, within each of you, there are different dimensions of yourself. Yeah. And my approach is to bring ourselves to our essence, because our essence hasn't been wounded, never. Our essence doesn't have story, doesn't have wounds. Our essence is new and fresh in each moment. All our essences are one. They all come from the same unit. And this is the case for whole humanity, not only for star seeds or the ancient one. Each human being has this essence. We are one with creation, but at the same time, we are unique because our essence, Carol's essence, is unique. Anastasia's essence is unique in the way it can express itself, because the vehicle of essence is the soul. The essence needs the soul to experience itself through incarnation, lifetimes, dimensions, and everything. So in the moment the essence expresses, it expresses through the soul. And it gives it a unique, specific quality that is unique for each of us. And more we are going to tune and merge with our essence. Less and less we will be conditioned by the woundings and the lineages and all this stuff. Because if we need to go and take every pieces that is wounded, I mean, one lifetime is not enough. So obviously we have to take out the big ones, and we are going to do that today. Today and during all this month, there's going to be a clearing and a purifying of the big stones and stuff that have happened to our soul, to our lineage, to our child, inner child. But the goal is not to clean everything, because it's actually, I don't think it's possible in this setup and this lifetime. but learn to become our essence. And for me, the key for liberating our expression, the expression of who we truly are, for most of us, well, let's say for most of humanity, people think they're a physical body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For us that are in this webinar, I know you already know you're not only a physical body because you wouldn't be there. But then you are like a soul with a divine essence. Yeah. My proposal is to shift the point of view from being a soul and a person with a divine essence to being a divine essence that is in a vehicle. And this vehicle is our physical body, personality, and soul. This is our vehicle. But this is not who we are. Who we are is this divine essence, this flame of life that is one with all creation. This is who we truly are. So instead of thinking or saying, okay, I need to heal myself in order to become my essence, you will see it as I am this divine essence and I need to clean my vehicle because it's full of stuff that I don't need and that is um, um, kind of veiling my true self. That's not allowing me to express fully in the world. And it's very different way of perceiving ourselves. Because in the first one, you need to get somewhere you are not. In the second one, you already are this divine essence. And you are just being aware of what your vehicle is holding. And then it's a lot more easier to free this vehicle because we are not identified to the stuff it's holding. So it's a little bit like if we take this creation, this circle, either you can perceive yourself from the edges and wanting to go to the center. Either you can see yourself from the center because it's always there, always. There's not 1 second this center is not there within yourself. Otherwise, life would not be there because the center, the essence is life. At the same stage of clearing our vehicle, if you are identified to the periphery, wanting to go back to the center, or if you are identified to the center, being aware of what is needing to be cleared, you'll be very much more efficient to function in the world when you are in the center. At the same stage, the first one will be totally stuck and crawling underneath the weight of these wounds. And the second will be aware that this is the situation, this is not who I am, but I know this is what I have to deal with. Then the second one is much more efficient on a daily life, yeah, on a daily basis. So it seems easy when I say it, but it's not. To stay in our essence is it has to become the most important thing in our life. It has to become a daily practice before we come out of bed, before we enter in contact with the world, to tune in this space within us. And this asks a lot of energy and a lot of dedication to our spiritual path because it's not going to be easy. Because the whole world is in the periphery, spinning with so much power that for us to stay anchored in the center is a challenge. But it's really possible. It is possible. And it's going to strengthen each day, but we have to be patient and dedicated to that. And it's not easy because our boyfriend, our husband, our family, our friends will not be doing that in the first place. Maybe once they see the change in you, they will ask, how do you do that? You know, and they start to do it. But now we are at this moment, we are at the new birth of this coming back to source. And so it's going to ask you some courage to hold it. And that's the reason why I created this 13 moons following, to help it anchor, to have a kind of sustain during 1 year, to anchor the state within yourself so that you'll be able to do it by yourself after. But you can also do it by yourself, of course. I did by myself. I didn't have a program to help me, but it's helpful. And to be sustained by the group, the community, the sisterhood is so valuable to give us the strength to do that. So it's not easy, but at the same time, the ones that incarnated here and now have the strength to do it. Because it has been shown to me that the strongest souls, the most powerful ones, the most wise ones have been called to incarnate in this time, because it's not easy, and because they have the strength and they have the wisdom and the love to do it, to be able to do it. So the only fact of you being here sitting and listening to what I'm saying, and you having interest in these things, means that you are part of these souls. You are part of these souls. So you have this strength, you have this wisdom, you have this love, and it's very important to be aware of your inner resources to be able to do this return. And because you are ancient souls, because you are star seeds, in the moment in which you are centered in your essence has the full spectrum of your soul to paint life with. It's like your essence is the artist and your soul is the color palette. Yeah? So if you've been an ancient priestess, then your essence will be able to use the language you've been using, the songs you've been using, the skills we've mastered in past lifetimes or in other dimension. Our essence is going to be able to use more and more and more and more of these tools while we are clearing our vehicle. Yeah. And this can be in so many different areas of life. I mean, the ancient ones and the star seeds are needed in all sectors, in all, in every realm of society, in teaching, with children, in hospitals, in as healers, but not only. We all have the capacity to be healers. But this is not the task of each soul. One soul can have a skill of healer, obviously, because this we all have in a way. But maybe they have specific skills in other things that are more useful. And this will be informed by your inspiration, what interests you, what makes you vibrate, what attracts your attention, what you want to study. Just be aware and listen to that and follow that, because your soul is guiding you anyway.
That it is a very important thing that you said, that we should not all be healers. We can be everywhere.
Yes, that's very important, because often, because we all have this ability, we think we have to become healers, but this is not the path of everyone. And so, yeah, that's important.
No,
Actually, I have so much to say, but I'm aware of the time. It's 3:30 already. And I'm aware that there's the healing and maybe answering question and then the exercise. So maybe we should follow. Maybe I feel if there's a question or two, I can answer now. And after we'll do another round if we have time at the end. If you have a very important question that's burning your lips because of something I said you didn't really get or you're not sure, please, you're invited and we will select two. And actually, because we all are this healing ability within us, whatever we'll do will be healing. When we cook, if we are present, the energy that's going into our food is healing. When we sing, the energy coming from our throat is healing. When we draw or paint, we're gonna do healing paintings, you know, when we teach and so on. So it's not true. We are not all supposed to be healers, but we are not supposed to all be healers like hand-on healers or whatever we know until now as healing forms. Are there questions?
There is one question from Ludmila. She says that somebody is telling her that spiritual energy is near her, but not in the body, in her body. So her question is how to to bring it back into the body.
Well, actually, my feeling is this story of if you identify to the periphery, then the spiritual energy is not in your body in a way because you are here, yeah? You have to be in the center for your essence to be centered in your physical body.
To bring conscious and identification into the center, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's a little trick about identification, because if the ego and personality start to identify to the center, this is not the thing, yeah? But well, these will be teachings I will deliver during the program.
There is also one question. I don't know whether you can answer it now, but I will still explain it. How to understand your true nature, how I act in relation to the essence. I don't know whether it's.
I'm not sure I understood the question.
I think it's a question from the mind. How to understand your yeah. This is a trick. How to understand your essence and how I act towards this essence, or how I communicate with this essence. So
there are different stages, and in the first stage we can be communicating with our essence as if it was separate, yeah? So the exercise I'm going to give at the end will help you to bound the connection with essence and start to bring it in your physical body, in your chakras, and present your personality to it, and for it to allow to bring this alchemy within your personal self, within your individual self. So in the first, it can look like I'm asking to my essence to heal and to align stuff within me. But then once we reached a certain stage of harmony with it, then the shift can happen. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if this answers to the question, but I guess.
So maybe we should start practicing.
Yeah. Did that answer to your question? Was it Irina?
Anastasia Anderson. Anastasia is asking whether this program will be different from the DNA activation, and what is the difference?
Yes, it's one step forward. So actually, I recommend to other people that want to participate to this program, if they've never done nothing with me, never did any seminar or anything, I would recommend them to go through the DNA activation also before.
In 1 month?
Huh?
In 1 month? In parallel with this program?
At least to listen to the teachings. Maybe the healing is not necessary because this is gonna be done during this month, but at least listen to the teaching, it could be good. because I'm delivering many keys there that I will not talk about in this one, so that we can go forward.
Do you think the open events that you have done in Kiev, the open meetings where you have delivered, they are open on YouTube, could be also helpful for that? Or it's better to go through the DNA? Because there are 7 webinars.
There are 7 webinars, yeah. Well, it depends really on what, if the person is actually getting what I'm talking about and everything, then maybe it's not worth it. But if it looks like a bit like Chinese, what I'm saying, then they should go through at least the teaching. So, yeah. So they don't have to go through all of it before next month. It can be also in contemporary, yeah, to have some more information for the mind rather than for anything else. But sometimes, if the mind doesn't get it, then it can block the full process. And different for those who participated to DNA activation, it's that we are going to work with sound, with movement, and the teaching are one step further. So we are going to go forward into realization. And some topics that were not, because DNA activation was for men and women. So the topic specific to women, I didn't treat. And we are going to treat these topics. So about, yeah, all the things I've talked just before. Can you tell them also for each week, because this treatment will be repeated each week, yeah, until next month. They bring the bottle nearby the computer each time, because the sound will inform differently each time, yeah, and so it will take the right information they need to integrate each week. So for those who know my way of working, you're gonna hear me speak this language. You actually heard me at the beginning. So it's information, DNA codes, galactic information, soul information. It's not destinated to the mind. Yeah, the mind, I gave French, I gave English and Russian for the mind. This language is really destinated to your soul. So just go in your heart and just be open to it, and it's going to inform your structure. Yeah. So I hope everyone has its bottle of water nearby the computer. I invite you to close your eyes. Your attention deepen within your physical body and start to breathe from your belly, letting go of any tension into stillness while you're being present to your physical body. E kunya kai isia na boy, isia yeshukut enanje jay, anutoria mama koi san nanje san nambo san nanjete ela, san na koi eki ataret, isia na wea ataret. And while you're breathing deeply, slowly, allowing yourself to deepen within yourself, be aware of this life force that is sustaining your breath. This life force that makes you breathe whenever, even when you don't think about it. This life force that makes your heart beat and your blood flow, and that doesn't need the mind to function. It's there. And in this moment, while you are breathing, You are consciously unifying to this life force. You are bringing your awareness to something that is not conscient usually. You are unifying your conscious part with your divine essence, the divine life that is sustaining life within inside your body. And just be aware of that and let go of any tension, anything trying to do anything. Just abandon yourself to this life force that is there since your birth in this physical body. And while you're breathing, feel through your breath that you are unifying more and more to this space within yourself, just by the simple fact that you are consciously breathing. And keep this breath low in your belly and smooth and natural but deep. Ikamujere isina, otiena boy isina, itaria gokoi isina, eyeshoyaya, 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 anilia pokotinia, anilia pokotinia, anilia pokotinia. Inietana, inietana, aniambokonia shinia, aniambokonia shinia, iniechana, iniechana, aniamawekene shanarina, aniana wekene shanawiana. Ewe ana, ewe ana, eniamoni motana yashinia, oniamomi nayanela shinia, ayanena shinia, ayanena shinia, eyetsonana, eyetsonana, aniawe ayare shinia. Anya wea ya yechinya, aya wea ya nina, nini shenana. And be aware that while you are breathing within your belly and unifying to this life force, you are actually getting into the center of your onion, into the center of this circle we've been talking about. Let your breath become natural again and just listen to it. Just be aware of it and open to this life force that is sustaining it even when you're sleeping. Just open to it. Let go any effort or trying. Just open and invite it. Invite it to take more space within your life. And as it's sustaining your breath, invite it to sustain your thoughts, your emotions, your inspirations. Ask it to teach you how to think, how to love yourself and others. Just be in this very humble and innocent place, opening to what is wiser, bigger. Invited to see through your eyes more and more, to listen through your ears more and more, to inspire your words and speak through your mouth more and more. Imureran joya usutianan lakuninenan nabayetinenan marea yenenan marea. Inamoya kinishanoroma. Inamoya. Inamakaishe sanoturiamandak aka. Invited to align your human structure, your human personality, divine structure and essence, gradually, smoothly, organically, but surely. Open and offer all limited parts of yourself to this wisdom, to this light, to this love, so that it can help you align all the dimensions of yourself on its light, on its wisdom. Imaritini alakan ukonya maritini alakan isoni maritini arakan eayorini anananan isana wili anananan anyelo mawiakanan anyelo mawiade ashana. Kimi o mawiatenan, kimi o mawiatenan, ami o mawiatenan, ami o. Aya mawiatenan, so mawiatenan, aya nawiatenan, so. Mawiyatinan, Anna mawiyatinan, Sona mawiyatinan, oh no. Ishaya kay itianatori, Nyak anduria papuchia yesini, Janieria alia kukoi, Ishaya, Ishaya, Ishaya. And continue breathing and feeling this unity between life force within your body and your conscious self. And be aware of this divine essence that you truly are, that has been you in each lifetime, each dimension.
Yes,
And
night.
effort to do for that. It's there. It's already there. And even if you feel nothing, just drop into the nothing, because it's the gateway. Drop into the silence. Open yourself to this nothingness, to this silence, to this quietness. Relax any trying. And trust that this life force knows exactly what to do, where to go, and how to harmonize your vehicle. E poi esci sogni mawe, ace isenando, ace iotori, ace is ikituni, ace is ikituni, ace is aratuni, ace is aratuni boy e gigai ishukoi. And open your first chakra, your root chakra, and your feet chakra towards the earth. And just be open and receptive to the earth. Ekeran niketitun niketiken niketikisi nikashet sandoro pinananje ketan zoro nanje ketikite matatiya yashona. Ikindi alamatu mamaya inyangangin jodon zondoro mama 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 mama. Ikitin mananje ngongonje nitini ay gongongongo imini akon ngongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonongonon And allow the energy of the earth to come up into your physical body. And take whatever is ready to leave you and swallow it back into the center in the earth. And just be open to this motherly love energy coming from the earth and clearing your physical body. Like if it was magnetizing all the ancient memories of the earth that your soul or your lineages have been carrying, all these memories that you don't need anymore in your physical body. Just let her take them and let them be reabsorbed into the center of the earth to be transmuted, to be transformed and recycled into new energies that will be helpful to the earth and to humanity. All you have to do is to be relaxed and let her do the work. Let this energy coming from the earth magnetize and take everything you don't need. And you don't need to know what is going. You just let it go. Like if it was dust covering this beautiful jewel that you are in truth. Just let it go. And just trust, even if you're not feeling yet, just trust that this is happening. Eika nandu yesu nanu dorivate nana geishi ayo panyana nana manana manana go isitari sotorivati isitari sotiribasha ititsati katsandote para ichai ichai akacheko tokotora taishike ichai all the memory that your soul have been gathering on this planet, in this physical body, in this DNA. Just let go everything you don't need anymore. All these heavy memories that you're carrying and that you don't need anymore. And just be in this attitude of forgiveness for anything that has been done to you. Just forgive, because this is the game of life, the game of these cycles, and there's no one to blame. Kebadan joko dibalikan joko desiniman tukai ikiken amangka ikiken zut orutunya. Ekaya kochikasinya, ekaya kochikasiya. Etsara katunya mawea, etsara katunya mawea, odia kacheke sitini, odia chakasi tetara, ochawa kayeke tekini, ochawa yakete ketini, shai awai. Let the gate close, the gate of the earth, while it's bringing with it all these ancient memories. And come back to your breathing, come back to your presence in this body as a divine essence, a divine soul incarnated in a human body. And just say within your pelvis, I am that I am. Infinite, unlimited. I have always been, and I will always be infinite. Just claim this truth within your pelvis, within your belly. Even though you are not feeling it yet, even though you are not fully aware of it yet in your human experience, seed it inside your pelvis. Ikunya kikaye sunya kikaye liyan seripona. Aye to sori aye insori aye na seripona. Oma we aye oma we aye oma ye seripone. Oma we ai oma we ari oma yaseribore. Ishaya okiyama we anzeti ushia joro. Imue ishia yesan. Ishoya oya ich is itunya mawe isha. Yesu ama wikiti ana osila la wea yokuna. Yesu ama wikiti ana osiwe ala la yekuna. Yesu ana wikiti ana orisi umama wa yekuna. Yesi ama wikiti ana inolo mama. Inolong mama, inolong Ishai ekutit unai, ilit it tarot, ilit it sina, ilit it asuudana, imiawe aye isududana, imiaye lewe isunudana. And open now your crown chakra, your seventh chakra, to the top of your head. Put your palms of your hands towards the sky and open your palms of your hands. And just connect to the energies of the sky, to your other dimensions, star dimensions, to the wisdom of the stars that you're carrying within your soul. Just be totally receptive to the wisdom of the sky. Let go of any trying, any waiting. Just relax and open to the highest realms of your soul, as if you were the Holy Grail, ready to receive the blessings of the sky, to fill it with your true essence and potential. Just be open. You have nothing to do or nothing to feel. Just open yourself. Eshai, Odiat, Orut, Meyobai, Yesin, Elo, and put your attention within your heart as if your heart was a sun, a bright, shining sun. I mean your heart chakra in the center of your chest, like if the sun was inhabiting the entire space of your chest. And feel a root coming out of the sun down to your belly and rooting deeply and profoundly into your divine essence inside your pelvis. The connection between your heart and your pelvis, and feel how the sun is starting to inform and nurture your pelvic area, and how your essence informs your inner sun within your heart. Just be aware of this exchange. Ye mama, ye oh mama, inanna ye oh inanna, mama ye oh imama, inanna ye oh ishona. Imama Yedio Ishuna Iniasana Oh Mama Iniasana Eyo Inawioya Isona Yeo No Yeo No Ipai ishukuni alaka yekinje kisiti ya loto yekinje kisiti ya loto ikiwaya kekeoya kekeshina kishit arit ut arit ipi arit usum arit ikit arit ishotamawai arit isutama arit ishotamawai ishotamawai. And just breathe again inside your belly. Be aware of the movement of your belly while you're breathing. Be aware of the touch of the air on your skin. Be aware of your head. Be aware of the totality of your physical body, as if you were breathing in each cell that's composing it. This is my vehicle. This is my sacred temple. Just claim your property, you being the owner of this vehicle. Just breathe within your physical body as your essence, as if you were just this pure, innocent, fresh flame of life that has no story, no woundings, that is totally pure, totally divine. And be aware of your physical body at the same time as your vehicle, as your sacred temple that needs still to be cleaned and polished and refreshed. And just know that slowly, slowly, this vehicle is going to clean and going to align on your true nature. And in a few months, few years, you will be able to fully express your light and your love through this vehicle. And no matter how long it will take, you know you are heading this way. Whatever happens, whatever life brings you, will help you to harmonize this vehicle on your divine essence. Hilwanya tutun, dzeri tipituna, jo kaya, san otera. And you can slowly come back and open your eyes and be aware once again of the room you're sitting in without leaving the center you've been touching. Just be aware of the room and yourself at the same time. And as usual, I'm late. Sorry, Anastasia.
I actually have a proposal to record the practice that you wanted to give separately and give it starting from Monday.
Yeah, we do that. If it's okay for you, Anastasia, we can open a little bit of question and answer.
The room will close automatically in 12 minutes, I think.
Ah, okay. Okay. So no question and answer. But there's the group. We're going to explain that.
Carol, you are getting a lot of thank yous.
Okay, great.
And girls are saying that this was something unreal, like cosmos. And there was one question, if there is fizziness, if it's normal, but I answered that it's normal when big blockages are going away. All different kinds of feelings can arise. Yeah. Maybe you would like to add something. Is it normal?
Dizzy.
Oh, dizzy, yeah, dizzy.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like
it happened. Like you need to puke.
Well, I haven't answered. I haven't asked what is the stage of this dizziness. Yeah, but so, I have met with that in my practices.
Yeah, yeah. There's something is ready to leave, but is still a little bit struggling. So if she feels like coughing, screaming, puking, crying, whatever emotion is there, she has to let it out. That's important. Actually, what I'm feeling, if I tune into her, it's that she's a very potent soul, very powerful, and her potential is actually ready to express since a little while already, and she's suppressing it. And now the treatment is kind of taking away the layers that were trying to keep it all together, and then it's going to be able to release, but there's still a little bit of tension and fears. So just let the emotions express, don't identify to them, and welcome the powerful, beautiful light being that you are.
There is also feedback that people were crying when they heard your language of the soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Some were flying away during the healing session. And everybody's saying thank you very much. So I think we will be closing.
Yes. So we will communicate the new program in the next days. I will write it down and finish to unfold to receive the new setup. So maybe you can tell them, and I will be happy to read their comment or their experience if they want to share on the group, also for other people to read and maybe relate to what the other ones have been feeling and living. This is so rich to create this sisterhood, to share with each other and feel that we are not on our own, we are supported, that the strange we feel, other people feel it also.
One girl says that she has a little pain in her heart. And some say that they feel cold a little bit, but otherwise it's fine.
Yes. So the pain happens when the energy is blocked and it's starting to flow again. Then this can create, for a little moment, it's not going to stay, some pain in the moment. It starts to crackle and to fluidify. So this is normal. And the cold also, when you went into very deep stages, then the cold can be, well, your body goes lower in temperature. And also the feeling of the Holy Spirit or the Divine Mother is felt like fresh air. So this can also be the reason. And if the girl that's feeling pain in her heart, she's still feeling it, then she just relax and breathe in this area, and it will.
And I said that we are a resource of the group. We are online. We will be supporting and answering questions when we have time to support.
Yeah.
So I think we have to close already.
Yeah. And I wish we had much more time, because there are a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I didn't have time. But